Have you ever felt like your days just repeat over and over, but nothing really changes? That was me. I'm Carla. I'm 32 years old, and for a long time I felt stuck. Every morning I woke up, scrolled through my phone, made coffee, and got ready for work. Same thing, every day. I wasn't unhappy exactly, but I wasn't excited either. I felt empty. I work in a small office in São Paulo. My job is fine, not terrible, not amazing. I answer emails, go to meetings, make reports. I talk with clients sometimes, but never in English. Even though I studied English in school, I never felt confident. I was afraid of making mistakes, of sounding silly. So I just didn't try. Until one morning changed everything. It was a Monday, and I was already tired. I got on the bus and sat by the window. I put on my headphones, like always. But this time, instead of music, I clicked on a video by accident. It was a woman speaking English, slowly, clearly. She was telling a story about her first job interview. She made a mistake and said, "I'm boring," instead of, "I'm bored." And everyone laughed. I laughed too, because I had done the same thing once. And something clicked in my brain. She wasn't perfect. She made mistakes, and she kept talking. That moment stayed with me all day. When I got home that night, I searched for her channel. I watched another video, then another. Her English was simple, but natural. And I thought, maybe I can do this too. So the next morning, I tried something different. Before checking social media, I played a video. Then I repeated some sentences out loud. Just 5 minutes. That's it. It felt strange at first, like talking to myself. But I kept going. 5 minutes became 10, then 15. Soon every morning became my private English class. I started using simple phrases during the day. At the cafe, I practiced in my head. 1 coffee, please. Can I sit here? At work, I changed my phone's language to English. It was hard at first, but I started learning small things, like settings, notifications, reply. Little by little, I felt my brain waking up. It wasn't just about English. It was about me. I wasn't just going through the motions anymore. I had a goal, a secret one. I was changing my routine and my mindset. And one morning, someone noticed. I was on the bus again, listening to another story in English. A woman next to me smiled and asked, "Are you learning English too?" I smiled back and said, "Yes, just a little every morning." We talked for the rest of the ride. In Portuguese, of course. But something had changed. I wasn't hiding anymore. What I learned from this. Here are a few expressions and tips I picked up during this part of my journey. Go through the motions. This means to do something without energy or emotion, like a routine. I was going through the motions every day. Something clicked, a moment of sudden understanding or connection. When I watched that video, something clicked in my brain. Little by little, step by step, slowly over time. Little by little, I felt more confident. Change your phone's language. A simple but powerful trick. It forces you to see and use English daily. Practice out loud. It doesn't matter if it's just you. Speaking helps your brain remember better than just listening. Changing one habit, even just 5 minutes a day, can change how you feel about yourself. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing up. Continuing my story, let me ask you, have you ever wanted to give up after making a small mistake? I have. After 2 months of my morning English habit, I felt proud. I still wasn't fluent, of course, but I was learning. I understood more videos. I started thinking in English sometimes. And then I decided to test myself. My company was organizing a short training with a partner from Canada. They sent an email looking for 1-2 volunteers to assist with the presentation. English required. My heart jumped. I clicked reply, and for the first time in my life, I said yes. The presentation was 1 week away. I practiced every morning. I listened to business phrases like, "Let me walk you through this." "Here's a quick overview." I repeated them again and again. I even wrote notes on my mirror. "Breathe. You got this." When the day came, I wore my favorite blazer. I smiled. I felt ready, until I opened my mouth. The Canadian presenter said, "Carla, would you like to introduce yourself?" I froze. My mind went blank. All the phrases disappeared. All I could say was, "Hi, I am Carla. I work here." I felt my face turn red. My voice was shaking. I wanted to disappear. He smiled politely and continued the presentation. I sat there, nodding, pretending to take notes. But inside, I was dying. Why did I say yes? Why did I think I was ready? After the meeting, I ran to the bathroom and cried. Not because people laughed, they didn't, but because I felt so small. For the rest of the day, I avoided everyone. I didn't listen to English that night. I almost deleted the app. But something happened the next morning. I woke up early, like usual. I sat at the table with my coffee. I looked at my phone. My finger hovered over the YouTube app. And I asked myself, did I really fail? Or did I try? That question changed everything. I clicked on a video. This time it was a teacher saying, "Making mistakes is not failing. It's proof you're learning." I started to cry again, but not from sadness, from relief. No one told me that feeling embarrassed was part of learning. No one told me I'd have to speak badly before speaking well. I wrote something in my notebook that morning. Fluency is not a feeling. It's a decision. And from that day on, I decided, I will speak, even if my voice shakes. What I learned from this. Let me share a few phrases and lessons from this part of my story. I froze. A common way to say I couldn't move or think because of fear or stress. When he asked me to speak, I froze. My mind went blank. I forgot everything. I practiced, but then my mind went blank. I wanted to disappear. A strong way to say you felt embarrassed or ashamed. After I made the mistake, I wanted to disappear. Shaking voice. When your voice moves up and down because of nervousness. I introduced myself, but my voice was shaking. Making mistakes is proof you're learning. This is a powerful idea. Every mistake is part of the process. Grammar tip: instead of saying, "I did a mistake," say, "I made a mistake." That week, I almost quit. But instead, I came back stronger. Let me ask you this before we continue. Have you ever surprised yourself by doing something you once thought was impossible? That happened to me, and it changed everything. It's been 1 year since I started learning English every morning. 1 year of showing up, even on hard days. 1 year of repeating simple phrases. 1 year of mistakes and progress. But this part of the story begins on a rainy Tuesday. I was at work when my manager called me into her office. She smiled and said, "Carla, we're opening a new position for internal communication with our international partners. It requires a little English. I thought of you." My heart skipped a beat. "Me? Would you like to apply?" she asked. I almost said no. That little voice came back. "You're not ready. Your English isn't good enough." But I took a deep breath and said, "Yes, I'd like to try." The interview was 2 days later. This time, I didn't try to be perfect. I wrote down simple sentences I could use. I'm still learning, but I understand most things. I practice every day and enjoy communicating with people. If I don't know a word, I ask or explain in another way. And I practice those lines in front of the mirror, again and again. The day came. I sat down across from the HR manager and one of our international leads, a woman from Ireland. They asked questions slowly. I answered with short, clear sentences. Sometimes I forgot a word, and I laughed. Sometimes I had to pause, and I smiled. I didn't hide anymore. At the end of the interview, the Irish woman looked at me and said, "You're very easy to understand, and your attitude is great." I almost cried right there in the room. 2 days later, I got the email. "Congratulations. Carla, we'd love to offer you the position." I read the message 3 times. Me? The same girl who once froze during a simple introduction? Yes. Me. That night, I sat on my bed and thought about the girl I was a year ago, scrolling her phone every morning, feeling empty, unsure, invisible. She didn't know that 5 minutes a day would change her life. I still make mistakes. I still get nervous. But now I know that's not a reason to stop. It's a reason to keep going. Every morning, I still learn something new. Sometimes a phrase, sometimes a memory, sometimes just the reminder that I can. What I learned from this: here are the expressions and lessons I carry with me now. My heart skipped a beat. I felt a strong emotion, usually surprise or excitement. When my manager offered me the opportunity, my heart skipped a beat. Took a deep breath. A way to calm yourself before doing something difficult. I took a deep breath and said yes. I didn't try to be perfect. A powerful mindset shift. Focus on progress, not perfection. This time, I didn't try to be perfect, just clear and honest. You're easy to understand. A real compliment. Fluency isn't fast or fancy, it's being understood. I still get nervous. A good reminder. Confidence grows. but nerves are normal. Even now, I still get nervous before meetings. Language is not a test. It's a tool to connect. The goal is not to sound like a native speaker. The goal is to be understood, to express yourself, and to feel free. So here's my question for you. What's one small thing you can do every day that brings you closer to your goal? Write it in the comments. I'll be reading them during my morning English class. And remember, start small. Be kind to yourself. Speak, even if your voice shakes, because that's how fluency begins. Thank you for watching. If this story helped you feel something or learn something, give it a like and subscribe for more stories just like this one.